Hey guys, thank you guys just for tuning in to my very first Freedom Friday. Now, since this is my very first one, I'm going to definitely explain you guys what Freedom Friday is. So last year really made me do a lot of soul searching. It really made me reflect on the woman that I was, the woman who I am, and the woman who I want to be. So on this particular, in our very first inaugural episode of Freedom Friday, I will be talking about normal and what actually isn't always normal to the rest of us. So last year, as we all know, it was just life-changing, life-altering. The pandemic caused a total shutdown. And for me, I really didn't know what to do with myself at the beginning of the pandemic. I was like, really like this in the inside. Like that was literally how I was in the inside, feeling just antsy and feeling just totally out of place. I didn't even know what to do with my kids. My older daughter was like going to school and we had like routine. So when everything kind of just got disrupted, I really just didn't know what to do. I was so used to being constantly busy and being physically present, but not mentally present with everything I was doing. Like I literally would be in church thinking about a business plan, or I literally would be with my daughter thinking about an episode that I missed last night, and just things like that. And I really didn't know that I was doing that and how much it was affecting my life until everything just kind of shut down. So I wanted to really spend this episode talking about normal and how I learned about the things that I considered to be normal really were traumatic, honestly, if you want to put it that way. I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of things in my childhood that I normalized that were actually traumatic. Like, as a Black woman, I normalized white men or Caucasian men sexualizing me. And I remember just being in the 8th grade and going to the mall with my friends, and this guy said that he was going to put his you know what up our butts, his white you know what up our Black you know what. And because I was just so used to like hearing those things for so many different people, it didn't even dawn on me that that's not normal. And then when I got into taking college classes, I had a Caucasian teacher call me by my name in front of the class and then also make a sexual comment in front of the class. I didn't even know that wasn't normal. So many women of not just women of color, we get so used to men calling us on the street or calling us derogatory names that we've just learned to internalize all those things. As a mom, I've gotten so used to people criticizing my parenting, or because my kids are of mixed race, telling me that I look like the help, or just so many just different things. And I normalized these things because I was expecting people to just say them to me. Even if I was with my husband's family, I allowed them to say disrespectful things about my color. And I was so used to hearing those things growing up from different races and you know, even from friends who said they were just kidding or anything like that, that I normalized just being able to accept it. So what I learned last year was that a lot of the things that I consider normal, not being mentally present, always being busy, not understanding that it was okay to be selfish with my time, not understanding that self-care wasn't selfish, it was necessary. Because if I'm not taking care of myself, how can I take care of anybody else? Normalizing racism, normalizing complacency, normalizing seeing other women being brutalized, but because I grew up in the hood, I don't say anything. There were so many things in my past, and even that I was personally dealing with, that I considered to be normal, that really were abnormal. But thanks to the shutdown, thanks to really focusing on myself and meditating and really walking through my past, not to relive it, not to feel bad or feel victimized, but to learn from it. What could I have done better? What could I have said to that person to stand up for myself, to demand respect from myself? What could I have done better in order to draw boundaries in relationships that were non-reciprocal? You see, we normalize always being givers while people continue to take from us. We normalize pouring out so much of ourselves without people pouring back into us. Now, if we sit back and really think about just our lives and how they are, some of the things the projects that we stop and finish because maybe a parent or sibling called to ask for more money while you were waiting on saving that money to invest in a business plan. But you're so used to taking care of that person that you didn't have the desire or even the strength to tell them no. A lot of us do these things to ourselves and we don't even know it. And I'm not saying that to bash anybody, because trust me, we're so quick to blame somebody else for our problems, but a lot of times it's the things that are within us. The being too meek, being too nice, being too scared, fearing that we're going to lose a relationship, fearing that we're going to lose a job. But at the end of the day, we have to want to be the best versions of ourselves for ourselves. We have to want to be the strongest and fiercest and fearless person for ourselves. And once we start to do that, that energy, that vibe, it radiates. Like all 2020, didn't everybody hear about that's not my vibe? I didn't understand that. I was like, what are you talking about? Positive vibes only? And then once I started feeling gross hanging out with people that are constantly talking about other people, or feeling gross hanging out with people that didn't have any goals or dreams, I started to realize positive vibes only. I didn't want to hear that foolishness no more. I really want to be on that positive vibe tip like everybody else, and what all those Instagram posts and Facebook posts are talking about. And to be honest with you, I didn't understand it, because what I thought was normal was gossiping, going to, growing up in a church realm and all this church hurt and all these just different things. All of that to me was normal. Thinking that, people were just being sensitive instead of actually trying to understand where a person was coming from. I thought that was normal. So thank you, 2020. Yes, you were one hell of a year. But you taught me so much. I learned that my normal wasn't normal. And I never could figure out how I could be the woman who I wanted to be because I was too busy holding on to normal. So thank you, 2020, for making me let go of my normal. And I'm so excited about 2021. Learning to adjust to a new normal, a real normal, the normal that I want to be, the positive vibe only normal. So guys, tell me what you guys learned last year about your normal. Was it actually normal? Were you actually covering up things and making excuses for people in your life that maybe shouldn't have been there in the first place? Were you tolerating bad behavior? Were you being complacent at your job? Let me know below. I'm interested. I want to know. And because this is a conversation. This isn't just about me. So make sure you post your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because you want to get these notifications every last Friday of the month. So make sure that you tune in and check out every single Freedom Friday video, because we're going to be addressing it all. In the words of Lauryn Hill, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? No, I'm not a rapper, but I love me some Lauryn Hill, right? I didn't even know the gems that she was dropping until 2020. Really made me realize that I wasn't winning because I wasn't focusing on my inner self. So this year, guys, join me as we focus on ourselves, align our minds with our bodies, and not just focus on, 10 days of doing squats or this or that, all these challenges. We're really challenging ourselves to do the hard work, to be the person and the versions of ourselves that we desire to be this year. And of course, it doesn't stop this year. This is just the beginning. So thank you guys once again for just tuning in to this very first episode. Thank you for letting me share a part of myself, because you guys know I love sharing all my business. I hope that you guys learned something from me, and let us all learn from each other. Drop your comments below, comment on social media, let us know what you guys thought about this, and make sure that when you go throughout your life every day, that no matter what you face, no matter how you feel in that moment, that you are stronger than you feel.